right
All right, hey everyone, how's it going? This is episode what? We at 12, 11? I don't even know anymore. I've been doing a really bad job of uploading this to Spotify and the other outlets, so it's basically just been YouTube. I need to do a better job at that. But anyway, we're back again. I know how much everyone missed us, right? We're just gonna talk about Final Fantasy. This might be, hopefully will be the last time we talk about Final Fantasy, because we just there's too many other things out there, but all the focus, all the hype is on Final Fantasy. We're gonna talk about some Final Fantasy singles prices. Oh, we're gonna talk about the new Secret Lair, another Secret Lair that's coming out.
Like four Secret Lairs that came out since like a week ago.
Well, we talked about the summer super drop, the one with Foglio art, and the other one. We already talked about all of that.
Oh, okay.
But and there's yet another Secret Lair coming out. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about some poll rates for Final Fantasy set, and just stuff like that. So, the final fantasy episode discussion.
You really think we're not going to talk about it after?
No, we're definitely going to talk about it because look, the next time we're going to talk about, oh, this card is actually doing really well. You know what I mean? Like, because we don't know, we don't know now what's good from Final Fantasy.
And then the week after that will be after release actually happens, and then we'll get to see, hey, prices adjusted.
Yeah, and then a couple weeks later, it's gonna be Edge of Eternity comes out and be like, Edge of Eternity sucks. Let's just talk about Final Fantasy. Roger, you gotta get ready for that Edge of Eternity lore for us, though. Okay.
Yes, that's true. And I have to record a new thing for you too.
My prediction is, look, they find a whale and they need to return him to space. So like Jace, Chandra, Lute, whatever, whoever their protagonists are. Okay, Ugin, who are like the bad guys in the story? I don't even know.
Wait. First of all, are you hijacking the South Park?
Of course not.
Shamu plot?
I don't know what you're talking about. So like, who are the bad guys in Magic lore? I don't know anything about Magic lore. Okay.
I mean, it's kind of adjusted now, right?
Nicol, Bolas, Ugin. Yeah. Okay, the bad guys.
Ugin's a good guy.
Ugin's a good guy. Ugin's
super good guy. Ugin's super good.
Okay. Nicol Bolas.
Nicol Bolas and Ugin are twin brothers.
Okay, Nicol Bolas.
Ugin's the good half. They're yin and yang.
And who's like the evil lady, planeswalker lady? Liliana. Okay, Liliana.
She's mixed bag.
I hate those stories where like the bad guys become the good guys because there's like a even more evil that they have to team up. I'm so sick of that. Like, come on.
But Liliana has always been one of those characters. Like, she's always only making bad decisions because like her life's on the line. So a lot of her early terrible decisions was because she made pacts with the four demons, and basically she had to do these terrible things for them, or they'd kill her. So yeah, she's the four
demons.
One of them is Bells of the Lock. Isn't one of them the one was trapped with Avacyn, the one that pays 7 life, draw 7 cards? Wasn't he one of them or no?
Gristlebrand?
Yes. Was Gristlebrand one of them? Yeah. So and that's I think she had something to do with breaking open the Hell Vault to let Gristlebrand out because.
So hold on. I think I've heard this story before. Okay, so if I recall, there was a story where there is a very big evil lurking somewhere in a dungeon, and he's like taking over a town, and somebody goes down there and destroys this evil, locks him into some type of crystal. Then centuries later, some unknown entity, is possessed, and then goes and unleashes this evil on the world. And then the good guys have to once again defeat the evil, put him, they don't not just defeat the evil, but they're gonna put him back into another crystal, but this time a stronger crystal or something, only to have that crystal once again be unleashed upon the world several more times. And so this sounds like the same story that I'm hearing from Magic.
You know this. You know the story then.
I was talking about Diablo.
I know. I knew you were talking about Diablo.
It's the same story. All right, so Edge of Eternity's prediction right here. You heard it first. Look, Jace, Lute, whoever the good guys are, The bad guys.
The bad guy's Tezzeret in this one, I think.
Okay, whatever. The bad guys. Okay, Nicol Bolas, whoever, Tezzeret. They're like, I need to transcend Earth and planes. I'm going to space, baby. You can't follow me there. So he goes into space and he opens the crystal where they were holding Nicol Bolas or whoever for like the 5th time. Okay. But this time they're in space. So while they're in space, a bunch of Martians and other type of planets, they're going to go and take over the other planets. And then all the other people in the planets have to come and fight against whoever this bad guy is. And at the end,
well, that's where Spider-Man comes in,
right? Then Spider-Man, right? They got to get Spider-Man in, but then Spider-Man's not going to be good enough, so they have to call in the Avengers and Loki and Thanos.
And then the Transformers come back.
Transformers come back for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So no,
because the Allspark was inside Tezzeret the whole time.
Yeah, the Allspark and the Allspark is from Transformers. There's literally the same thing in Thor.
Oh, okay.
What is that? It's like that cube that he has.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh my god, it's driving me crazy.
Roger,
you know what I'm talking about? Do you guys remember Avengers? Loki had that cube.
Yeah, he had the cube.
Oh, the cube. Oh, yeah. The first Avengers.
Wasn't it called like the Allspark or the Tesseract? The Tesseract?
It's a Tesseract. Yeah, Tesseract.
Something like
Tesseract.
That.
Oh,
so basically, it's called the Tezzeret.
Like 10 people.
It's called the Tezzeret.
People in the.
Isn't that the guy's name? The Tezzeret or whatever?
Yes.
So there you have it. Story unfolded. And then at the end of that, they're just going to put him back into another crystal.
All 10 people who watch this are gonna scream at us in the comments.
They're like, get on with the show already. But this is the show. This is more exciting than the actual show, which is about to begin right now. Okay, let's start with some Final Fantasy stuff. All right. So I don't know. Have you guys been watching any box opening videos? So let me tell you, I'm not gonna do a box opening video because I'm just not gonna blow $700-800. I'm saying this now, but but I'm a sucker for the views. So if I get enough, no, I'm not. I can't. $700. All right. But anyway, look, I've been watching a lot of box opening videos, and dude, the pull rates are abysmal for this set. People are not getting. And you know what's really crazy? Okay, if you look at my screen right now. The traveling chocobo, so the regular traveling chocobo looks so similar to the yellow neon ink chocobo. Like this one right here. This is the regular one, and it's worth like $20. Oh no, it's worth I don't know $50. But this is pre-release prices, pre-sale price. It's gonna come down to like $20 or something like that.
I mean, even a lot of the cards that were like. Again, me peeking at Card Kingdom the other day, which I know is inflated,
give us the Card Kingdom scoop, man.
But still, that it's still interesting because even if their prices are kind of like the tip, like the top of the market type of thing, or even beyond the top of the market. But so many cards were like so many commons and uncommons were like set at like $1 or $2 just because they were like, oh, we don't, people are going to buy these things on hype. And so many of them, commons and commons, even some rares have already kind of adjusted to the market of being like 70 cents now.
Yeah.
And
the thing, look, the problem this set, look, opening the collector booster boxes, I'm just going to guess 99% or even more, 99.9%, you're going to lose all your money because almost all the cards are worthless. Unless you hit a neon ink.
And it's a standard set, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like
unless you hit a neon ink, or of course the serialized, which is like impossible. I haven't seen anyone open a serialized one. I've seen a couple of neon ink ones. So look at this. Okay, close your eyes. Don't look at the screen. I'm gonna shuffle them around, and you're gonna tell me if this is neon ink or if this is regular chocobo. Okay. Okay, go. Is this one neon? Don't read it. Is this? Just look at the picture. Is this neon ink?
I say no.
No.
Okay, now close your eyes or look away.
Okay.
Look away. All right, this is the neon ink one. Can you tell the difference? Obviously, there are differences, but like, is it noticeable?
No, no. I mean, I think on screen it looks maybe like it's darker in some spots, maybe, but
All
that's
right.
all I
Now,
can
if you, I
say.
think if you put them side by side, you can obviously, and if you see it in person. So one really cool thing I saw on
Yeah,
the,
in person, it would
yeah,
probably
one
make
really
sense,
cool thing I
right?
saw is like some of the feathers are like extra
Hmm.
shiny. So it is real. Actually, it's really cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I would love not a yellow
Hmm.
one. I kind of, I'll be cool with basically anyone except the yellow one. And look, it's being listed for $3,500. Okay, so look at this.
Jeez.
Look at this. I'm gonna flip back and forth between the regular one and the neon ink one, and you can kind of see the difference. So this is the neon ink. This is the regular neon ink. So there's more
Oh,
feathers. There are
okay.
more
I see.
feathers.
Oh,
See, there's
I
like
didn't even notice them.
feathers all over the place, and those feathers are kind of like I don't know if they're like raised foil, but it looks like super shiny. The extra feathers.
Got it. Hmm.
See that? But it's like I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like the yellow
what
one's
was the
just hard to
border?
tell. I mean, when
I see
you
what
when
you're
you go
saying.
back and forth like this, you definitely can tell. And I mean, don't get me wrong, the neon ink one's much nicer. But okay, so does the pink one? The pink one looks. I like the pink one. I think I like this pink one the most. Look at that. Look at that bad boy. Also 3,500. Like I would assume this would be more desirable than the yellow one.
Mm.
And the fact that it, I mean, there's only 3 listings, so the fact that
Dude, it's
whoever's
nine
listing
cents
this,
more desirable.
what was that?
So,
It's 9 cents more desirable.
You're right though. No, it's actually not because there's it's shipping's included. So if you're so it's
uh,
$3,500.09. But if you're buying the yellow one, you gotta pay $3,501.31 for with the shipping included. Anyway, which one's your favorite? So we got the blue, we got the black. I think it's the black. It has to be the black one, right?
black one. I mean, I kind of like the blue one to be honest,
Here's the
but
black
I
one.
mean, just from
9,000. Oh, let's look at the picture.
that's
Actually,
pretty
it doesn't
cool.
look. I don't know.
I think my favorite look, just aesthetics, is the blue one. But I mean, the black one's just cool because it was the one that could do any. It was the one that could go anywhere, right?
Dude, I don't. I thought the gold one was the one that could go anywhere.
The gold one could, you know what? I think the black one could do almost anything, and the gold one could do everything. Gold one was the best. I think when you got the black one is when you could get Knights of the Round or something.
Oh man, I wanna play again, but like, did they ever I know they remade it, but it's like a completely different game. Did they ever remake the
Yeah.
original with better graphics?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Not better. Like remastered. Like touched up.
Nah, I
But
can't.
and you hope no. So I mean, it's on Switch. They have like tons of the old ones on Switch. It is worth playing because they did do a couple of really cool things. A lot of them have fast forward functions for like and skipping animations. So, like you could skip Knights of the Round and just see the damage.
Nah,
Uh,
you gotta watch that.
but
You gotta have the old
but
school experience, except
well,
the
okay.
better with better graphics.
Well, you know, they let you. Here's the best thing that they let you do is they let you turn off random encounters. So when you're
Oh,
walking around the main map, you can turn off like that you're gonna keep getting into fights.
oh,
And so that way you can grind when you want, or you can not grind.
okay. That's
uh,
cool. That's
yeah,
cool.
so
That's
they,
cool.
they smoothed out a couple of things like that, and maybe some like UI type stuff. Uh,
That's
but
cool.
it's still overall the same looking game.
So anyway, the pull rates
Why would they
seem really bad. Sorry, what was that, Roger?
Why would you ever not want to grind? Isn't that the point of
Well,
life?
it's not a grindy game though.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Anyway, the pull rates seem really bad. You really got to hit one of these totals. I don't think they're gonna stay at $3,500, but I
No
think they're
way.
gonna be pretty high though. Like I think they're gonna be in the
Yeah,
hundreds. Like
Yes.
for sure.
like well, okay, maybe the black one it could be like 1,000 or close to it. But I think the other ones, like the yellow one's probably gonna be the lowest, and I'm gonna guess I don't know, like 200. And then the other ones are probably gonna be somewhere between 3 and 6. I could be wrong, and they could be like 1,000 each, or over 1,000 each.
I do have a question. So, like, over time, like, we know that old cards, like, that are on the reserve list are going for so much X amount of dollars. But do you think that these cards will eventually end up going to such heights, or is this just hype right now? This is why these cards are expensive, and they're kind of going to relatively stay in the 1,000, maybe 2,000 in future years.
Dude,
Have an opinion,
let
but
me
I don't know if Eugene wants to say it's anything first.
let me just say, because if you haven't been paying attention to the vintage Magic market, is that vintage Magic is nobody cares about it.
Yeah.
And because nobody cares about it, those reserve list cards are not worth as much as you think. These are worth more than the reserve.
Really?
Yeah.
With
I mean,
the
obviously
exception,
there are
it's like
exceptions.
Power 9. It's like Power 9.
Yeah, there are exceptions. Okay, like, but pick a reserve list card that you think is worth a lot. Don't pick Power 9.
I mean, I watched a Rudy video recently, and he was even talking about how like looking at the prices of some of these crazy treatments, like compare that to a Mox, and they're like comparable.
Yeah, like let's look at Mox Ruby
Yeah.
even, which is this Power 9?
Yeah, it's Power 9.
Like look, Alpha Mox Ruby is 5,000.
Yeah.
That's less than the Chocobo.
Unlimited would be the cheapest one at 22.
Yeah.
Wow.
$2,200
Exactly.
for a Mox Ruby. I mean,
and
look, I don't.
The main exception being Black Lotus.
Well, look, this is not going to be $9,000, okay? But I could see this being $1,000, and that's like half the price of a Mox Ruby Unlimited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the serialized card is going to be $50,000+, probably, depending on the number. You know, and we know that the one ring, the one of 100 serialized one ring, is $50,000. Like, none of these cards even come close.
Eugene, did you have the ability to look up the actual Final Fantasy card game and see what their chocobo price is?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can. I think so. Let's take a look.
Because I'm thinking, like, who in the outside market
Final
would
Fantasy.
prefer?
Okay, this is Final Fantasy. We're gonna look at singles price. This is price high. The most according to TCG Play. And I don't know anything about Final Fantasy. It looks like maybe $1,000.
Main characters.
I don't know.
It's all the main characters with some sort of special treatment, probably.
And this is, and you know, so there's 4,700 cards. I'm assuming this is all the Final Fantasy cards. I don't know. Like, I don't know anything about this stuff, but it looks like 1,000 is like the most. And that, you know, that's like the price of like the Chocobo, a neon ink Chocobo.
That's crazy.
Well, it's all supply and demand. This game, like, you know, I don't know how many people play it, but not near, like 1% maybe of Magic players, right? So if Magic has like, I don't know, 2 million people who play the game, this probably has like 2,000 people who play this game. And so the demand is so low comparatively that like these cards can't go up that much.
But let's say you're a collector, right? But that doesn't play card games. You just want to buy all Final Fantasy stuff. Will you pay $1,000 for a Chocobo card if you can get an original?
Well,
Final
see,
Fantasy
here's the thing. I would do it for Magic because Magic is a more popular game. It would probably be easier to sell the card down the line. The game will probably last longer than this Final Fantasy card game. Like, Magic has a proven history. It's been around for 25 years or whatever, 30 years. I don't even know how many, 35 years or whatever. 30 plus years. This game is, I don't know how old this is, 5 years old, 10 years, maybe 10, you know, and probably dying. like the player base is probably diminishing, whereas Magic is growing.
Yeah, and even with Magic, like, even if for some reason they stop printing the cards, you know, next week, people are still going to play it for a long time because the card pool is so gigantic, and the cards will still hold some sort of value to collectors.
Yeah, but look, if you're a hardcore Final Fantasy fan, you probably already have this stuff, or you probably are. Yeah, and you can get this, and you can get the Magic stuff.
Yeah.
You probably get both.
So is what people are buying the Magic IP then, not the Final Fantasy IP?
No, it's the Final Fantasy IP, because the IP is not Magic, right? Like the card IP. I mean, the game IP, I guess. But they don't care. They're not playing the game. They just want.
Or I guess it's the Final Fantasy IP, but the reason why a Chocobo would sell for an equivalent cloud of Final Fantasy card, because it's just a card, right, would be just because it's a part of the Magic ecosystem.
Yeah, probably, right? Because I'm not gonna go in. Like, I play Magic, and I'm not Sorry, hold on, I have to sneeze. See, this is not the type of podcast that we would edit any of that stuff out. So this is raw, unedited, and not because we can't. No, sorry. It's because we can't, which is because we don't know how, which is why it's staying in. And what are we talking about? Look, I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm not a huge Final Fantasy fan, so I have no interest in even looking at Final Fantasy cards or buying any of these Final Fantasy cards. But I'm a Magic fan, and I like Final Fantasy, so I have a lot of interest in buying the Final Fantasy cards when they come to Magic.
Yeah.
And probably a lot of people are in my shoes too. I mean, I'm pretty sure they are, because nobody plays Final Fantasy. Let's be real.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure of the 10 viewers of our podcast, none of them play Final Fantasy. So
yeah, they're all here for
the card game. Anyway,
yeah.
So that's why, look, the most expensive card is maybe $1,000. I don't know.
So yeah, because I was trying to figure out the demographic that would spend the 3,000 or the 1,000 on the Chocobo, and what I'm guessing is the majority of the people who spend that much money are Magic players, not anyone outside of Magic that will spend that much for a Chocobo at that price.
Well, I think it's attracting a lot of people.
Yeah, outside of
and
Magic.
Not just, and it's, I don't, I'm sure it's going to attract all the people who play this Final Fantasy card game, but it's just going to attract people who don't play because most people don't play the Final Fantasy card game. So it's just going to attract Final Fantasy fans who like the video games.
Yeah. And it's going to attract a lot of people who do the same thing with Pokemon and stuff, where they just, I think it's attracting Pokemon scalper type.
Oh yeah, but they're not like, I think they're just trying to flip.
Exactly, but they're still causing the price to go up
because they're hoarding sealed products.
Exactly, yeah. So I think that's a part of it too.
Yeah, don't even. We could do a whole thing about this scalping Pokemon. I mean, I got some Pokemon stuff behind me. But that shit, dude, it's horrendous. Let me tell you guys a story. Like, I don't even know what we're doing this week, what we're talking about, but let me tell you a story, a Pokemon story.
We're talking about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, we're talking about Final Fantasy, but we're talking about Pokemon. Look, I was at my LGS maybe like 3 weeks ago, and I see and I've heard these stories all over Reddit because this shit is real. Like, I experienced this. I see a dad and his 2 young sons. They're probably like 8 or 9 years old. And they were just looking for Pokemon cards because they were going to a birthday party, and they wanted to just, give Pokemon cards as a gift. But because of like the state of the Pokemon market and all the scalping and all that crap going on with Pokemon right now, there were none. They couldn't find it, at any of the stores they went to. They couldn't find it at the LGS because literally Pokemon is so crazy. You can't even buy products if you want. You can't find anything anywhere.
Wow.
So
just like standard just packs,
anything.
right?
They don't do collector's edition or anything like that. It's just packs. So they checked, all the whatever Targets, blah 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 blah. Nothing. They're going around to all the local game stores. There's nothing. And these kids, they're not trying to scalp this. They're just kids. It's a kid, Yeah, so I mean, we're not gonna have that for Magic if we don't have that issue. Final Fantasy we kind of do with, I mean Magic. Final Fantasy
even out.
But there's kind of a problem with even with the play boxes. It's just there's just they printed a lot, but the demand is just so high that it's like Pokemon. Pokemon prints even more than Magic. But the demand is just so outrageous that they cannot even keep the shelves stocked. But the biggest problem with Pokemon, and here's an issue, it's coming to Magic too, and it's happening with the Final Fantasy thing, is that, they have MSRP. So in Pokemon World, MSRP is like so good. If you find MSRP, you literally just double or triple your money immediately. Magic is like, nobody knows what MSRP is, and if you're paying MSRP for Magic products, what's going on with this thumbs up, Jared? Why do you keep giving us a thumbs up?
Like that? What? I don't know. I was just like this, so maybe it's because my hand was like
What
this.
is going on? Look.
There you go. All right, two thumbs up is fireworks, I think. Okay, yeah, but I mean, I was just like this, so
Oh,
it
we're
probably
excited.
it read my hand as a thumbs up. That's why
Wow.
I didn't
You know
even
what?
notice.
You are, what do you're paying some extra money for these extra effects and stuff like that. All right, you gotta use it more. Wait, what were we talking about? So, anyway, Pokemon MSRP, right? Like, because if you can find anything for MSRP for Pokemon, so like one box, one like bundle, they call it Elite Trainer box. It's just a bundle, right? So one Pokemon bundle, I think MSRP is probably around like $50 to $60 before tax. But they all go for over $100 on like TCG, like the market. And so like anytime Target or anywhere that sells at MSRP, you snatch it up and then you can flip it immediately for like double,
All right.
right? You can't do that for Magic. Like MSRP of like a bundle is like $40 or something for like a non-Universe Beyond bundle, and basically just goes for 40 on the market, and then you lose money to fees and shipping and everything like that. So you can't make money like that in Magic. But in Pokemon, yeah, that's this quick money to be made, and the demand is so high. So that's why they can't. You'll never see Pokemon anywhere because in any of those stores, because what if they have it, someone just goes in, the scalpers, the quote unquote scalpers, just go and buy it all out immediately, and then the little child can't get any. And then the parents of that child, if they don't know what's going on, they probably don't know that literally the only way to buy Pokemon cards is you buy it online at like 3x the price.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, real quick, going back to Final Fantasy, the MSRP of a play box of Final Fantasy is like $210. So even now, when we're sitting at like 180, 190, we're still under MSRP.
Really?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, but that's just
Okay.
insane. $210
Yeah,
for a 30 pack box of Magic.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the MSRP of the collector box, I don't know the exact number. It's somewhere between
That's
4 and
it.
500,
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah. Yeah,
maybe
I
it's
knew that
500.
one.
But
I
those
thought
are
it was
going for
five.
like
I thought it was
seven.
around five.
Those are going for like seven something.
Mhm.
All right, we gotta move on.
And
So we were talking about the pull rates are really bad, so that's why opening collector boxes are really bad. So now there are Japanese collector boxes. Have you heard about this?
I mean, you always said the price is always cheaper for Japanese product.
Yes, but in the Japanese collector box, so the Japanese collector box is going for 480 ish. Okay, you cannot get the serialized chocobo, right?
Oh, okay.
And all the cards are in Japanese except for the neon ink chocobos. They are in English.
Oh, interesting.
oh,
Yeah, so this could be if the Japanese box remains in the 400s. This could be an opportunity because if the neon ink chocobos are gonna be in the thousands,
Yeah,
you
I see what you're getting
could,
at.
I don't know the pull rate, and I bet it seems bad, but let's just say you open two boxes of Japanese collector box, okay, and let's just say that the neon ink is $1,000, okay, for one of them. Well, two boxes will cost you $1,000, maybe a little bit less, or about $1,000. And if you can pull just one neon ink chocobo, you'll break even.
Mhm.
You might be able to get two. And you could get some singles that are worth stuff too, but they're probably not worth that much. Okay, so speaking of the singles, I just want to look at the singles. So this is all pre-sale, which is ridiculous. Like Cloud for like 300 or whatever. The Surge foils are the only ones that come in the collector booster, so you can get these borderless, whatever they're called,
boosters.
in regular play boosters. You can get them in foil, but you can't get them in Surge foil. So the Surge foil versions are the only ones that come in collector boosters. And in the Japanese ones, you can get in Surge foil, but it's going to be in Japanese, so it's going to be worth less. But the prices are a lot of cards. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there's like 12 or more cards over $100 right now. Vivi is, I think this is going to be the big.
Yeah.
And this isn't even like search for whatever. Like just Vivi is. Look at regular Vivi extended art is going for $75.
I mean, yeah, everybody. I mean, everybody thinks he's gonna be powerful in all formats essentially.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think it's gonna 75. I could see it being like 40, 50 even. Like I think
Mhm.
Ugin from Tarkir is like 40 or 50, right? What is it? Eye of the Storm?
Wait, the most recent one?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one. It's that one. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like 35 bucks.
Oh, he dropped a lot though. He was like 70.
Yeah, so I can see Vivi being about 35 maybe.
I mean,
Bro.
the only
Yeah.
with I guess I mean Ugin is definitely a powerhouse for all formats too, but um he can't be your commander and Vivi can. So I
That's
could see
true.
him being a little slightly more popular.
That's true. So Jared, any cards stick out to you in terms of commander? Like
I
obviously
mean, like
Vivi.
what? Like you mean like ones you just won't look out for? I mean, I think we've talked about some of them, and I've listened to the command zone kind of talking about a lot of them. There's lots of powerful options. Like lightning, we talked that lightning army of one. We've
Lightning.
talked about that one.
Yeah,
It's really
lightning.
powerful. If I like as a commander choice, Sephiroth, and if you back up the
I want lightning.
uh
Cloud seems
I
really popular.
Emmet Selk and you know what? I mean, he's basically Stoneforge Mystic. Um, and Stoneforge Mystic is
Well,
kind of like
better
an evergreen
because it
card.
doubles the triggers.
Yeah, but Stoneforge Mystic lets you put equipment from your hand into play for 1 mana. So he's got a it's a
Hey, hey, you just run both of them though, right?
exactly. Yeah, so I mean, just any deck that's already running that, it's not gonna be hurt by playing him either.
Yeah,
And he can be your commander too if you really want. If you wanted to build your deck around like an equipment of some kind,
because
he
Stoneforge
can.
Mythic cannot be the commander.
No, he can't. That's just a standard creature. But Emmet Selk is being talked about a lot. Emmet Selk Unsundered in the middle there,
Oh,
because his flip side is Yawgmoth's Will. When you flip him over, you get the Yawgmoth's Will ability to play cards from your graveyard, and then they get exiled. Um,
It's so cool.
so the thing about him is you play. I mean, he flips during your upkeep, so it's still tricky, but basically in a deck that's optimized to work with him, if he flips, you win. uh, so he's possibly being talked about as like a CEDH commander, and so MVV is a CEDH commander as well. But have do you guys know how about the Naya version of her? Is she seems
yeah, this one,
very
this one.
she's very powerful for
Yeah,
but is it yeah for because here's the interesting thing about how she functions, which is if you in a game of Commander, if you attacked 3 different players, uh whenever you win a more yeah, if you attack 3 different players with power 7 or greater and you hit them, then after this combat you're gonna get 3 additional attack steps.
wait,
Is
what?
how she works. Yeah. You get an addition. You only get the so she's got 2 abilities. She's got the ability that if you hit somebody with power 7 or greater, untap all your creatures. Second ability, if this is the first combat phase, then when you hit somebody with power 7 or greater, there's an additional combat step after this one.
Yes.
So the idea is if you attack multiple players and hit multiple players, you can get on the first combat, you can trigger that second ability
No,
multiple times.
no, but you
Yeah.
have to
And
attack. You have to hit with 3 different
with
creatures that have power 7 to
all power
three
7 or
different
greater.
people.
Yes, yeah. But if you were attacking with at least 3 people, her melee automatically makes her a 7. So you're always getting.
Wait,
You'll
what's
get her.
melee?
She gets +1/+1 for each creature. She gets +1/+1 until end of turn when she attacks for each player being attacked. So that also
Dude.
it stacks on each attack step too. So if
Okay.
you get 3 extra attacks and you keep attacking multiple people, she keeps getting bigger.
Oh my god.
And if you can give her double strike, then on that first combat step, or if you can give everybody double strike, right? Then you can. I mean, you win because
Well,
you
because
can
if
get
they're not blocking the first time, they're not. Are they even gonna block the second time?
exactly. I mean, so.
Do you know what I mean?
But either way, she's very powerful. She's deceptively powerful, especially because her ability doesn't require her to attack. So if you're just playing like a big creature deck, then you just you put her out and you can get that ball
Wow.
running.
So the Surge foil. See this version, Surge foil. You can only get it in. You might be able to get it in the collector edition commander deck, and in the collector pack. So this is probably gonna be worth a good amount. All right, we got to move on to the last thing. We only have a couple minutes left. New secret lair alert. This is a charity one. It's print to demand, and it will be available for a whole month. So you don't have to rush. You don't have to do the crazy stuff that you're gonna have to do in like 4 days on Monday to get the Final Fantasy secret lairs.
This one was cool when you showed it to me.
Yeah, so they're gonna donate 50%. 50% of the product price will be donated. So that means let's say they sell it for $30. It's 9 cards, by the way. 9 cards for $30 non-foil, $40 foil, which is a lot of cards. So if they sell for $30, then I'm guessing what they mean by this is that $15 is gonna be donated to the National Association of Latino Arts and Cultures, which is really cool, right? So let's really quick, let's look at the art. I don't understand this. Like, what does this mean? Like, is it gonna be in English? Is it gonna be in?
I think you can pick either one, no?
Oh.
I think at the bottom you can order it in Spanish or in just the name being Spanish.
Okay. So I just would recommend you have the words in English, because they're gonna be worth more than if they were in Spanish or Portuguese or whatever language it is. Anyway, Sylvan Library.
Spanish.
Dude, I can't understand the Spanish. Like I could read it and understand it, but it's weird in my mind because it's like it's written differently, so I think about it differently. It's very interesting to read and look at. I like it, but because when we play, sometimes we play for speed. Like I kind of want to know what my cards do, so I would probably go with the English ones.
Oh, but I meant like is it Spanish or Portuguese? It's Spanish, no?
Well,
yeah.
No, is it
okay.
a mixture? Look, you'll see alternate names in Spanish and Portuguese on select cards,
Oh,
such as
okay. Maybe
this, or
maybe
as you know,
maybe that's what's throwing you then.
One is printed with Spanish and Portuguese rules text. The other is printed with English rules text. Both versions will be available in non. Anyway, if you're in it for the value, if you want it in Spanish Portuguese, definitely go for it. If you're in it for the value, you got to get the English, because they're just gonna be worth more. All right, look at the cards. We have Tireless Provisioner. I don't think this is worth anything.
A few bucks. Evergreen commander card gets put in so much commander.
Oh, this is a great card though, right? And it's landfall.
Really
you
good
create
card.
it. Basically, landfall, create a treasure token.
That's yeah. Or if you're in deep shit, you'd make food tokens.
Sylvan Library, commander staple. Art looks beautiful.
I like it. I like a lot of the art actually.
Yeah. Ancient Green Warden. I mean, it's not bad art, but
only good in landfall decks. But it's a really good card for landfall decks, but only in landfall decks.
This expressive iteration is awesome. I really like this expressive iteration.
It's a good card. Good card too.
I love the lightning greaves too. Like, it's slippers.
Yeah. And
yeah.
It's my guess was based on when I swapped the translation. Does Relam Bongo mean lightning by chance, Roger?
Relámpago, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
so
chancla?
That's sandal, no?
Sandal, yeah.
A lightning sandal.
Dude, awesome, right? Like, that's a sick ass card, right? This is probably. I mean, I don't know all the versions of the lightning greaves, but this is probably the best one ever made of lightning greaves. This card's good, cool. Right? This card's worth something.
Very good commander card.
And I like how they use the name here, right? As long as your devotion red is less than La Madre Tierra, right? Instead of saying Xenagos or whatever, like I like that. That they actually have the name of the card in the text.
I like that they kept the sub name of the original card to make it easy too.
Yeah. I mean, look how many cards they give you. It's awesome.
I like the food token quite a lot.
Yeah, look at them. They're having a party, man. And look what they said. We love chuchitos, tamales, chuchitos, tamales, granizadas, churros, empanadas. Man.
Okay, I've had tamales,
What is
I've had churros, empanadas. I don't
what's
know a chichito.
granizada?
Any, any,
It's a bread. It's a bread, but it's made a specific way. The best
What's a chuchito?
Chichito, that one I don't know. That one's interesting.
interesting.
I'd
Yeah,
like to
yeah.
know what that is.
But anyway, it's awesome.
On that topic
So
for
are you
2 seconds.
buying any?
No.
Okay. You know what? You just don't want to support Latin art.
I do like the art, but I'm not going to use enough of the cards. I have a couple of Tyler's provisioners, uh, so I don't need them. I have a Sylvan Library, and I'm actually not even using it currently. But I should I'm gonna put. I know what deck I'm gonna put
Lightning
it
Greave
in.
goes in every deck.
I don't like putting it in every deck anymore, and because of that, I have spare copies. And I don't need. I actually not crazy about the treasure token. So I don't really care about the treasure token. The soul
The
rings.
Soul
The
Ring's
soul rings
cool.
kind of cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like the food token a lot. Uh,
Wait,
and
look,
I like Zen. I don't.
I'm sure you can buy the single food token for like
That's. I
$1.
mean that with the price, possibly because of the overprinting of secret layers, the price of the singles from secret layers is not super outrageous anymore for some of the cards.
Dude, but
Um,
not they did Teferi's protection twice.
yeah, I
Twice
mean, with
print to
with
demand.
exception to that, but like, let's say it was like a card that was like even expressive iteration. That expressive iteration is not that valuable of a card. It's a good card, but if all I really wanted from this layer was that art for expressive iteration, I think secret layers have adjusted to a point where I could buy the single of that
All
expressive
right,
iteration and not feel terrible about it.
but look, Teferi's protection was one of those charity ones.
Yeah, yeah,
Print to
yeah.
demand, and it's sitting at $40.
Mhm.
And the layer was probably $40. And you got I don't know, you got a bunch of other stuff. I think you said
Yeah,
consecrated sphinx, right? This
yeah.
one, this is the Sheldon one,
Uh-huh.
$50. And the
Gotcha.
layer was probably $40. And it also came with Soul Ring and Ink Shield. I think Eldemri's Vineyard or something. Greater Good. Something
Epic
like
as
that.
fuck, bro.
Anyway, how much is Sylvan Library going for?
The original is like 50-ish or plus, I think.
Probably not that much, right? I'm not talking about like, you talking about Legends? That's 70 or something.
Uh,
But what's a more realistic? It's like
okay.
$20, $25.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. That's not that bad.
Fourth edition is $20, but it's probably bad quality because they've reprinted it so many times. So let's just say this is a $20 card. Yeah. So anyway, all right. I know you gotta go. That's all we gotta say.
All right.
Any last words?
Yeah, gosh, I would. But
And there he goes. See you
Support
later.
Latin art. Peace.
Wait, what? What, Roger?
Support Latin art.
Support Latin art. Buy the secret lair. Don't be don't be like that person who a year or two later is like, oh man, that art's really cool. Jared's back.
oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. I'll ask you for a second. But I was saying that I do know. I know that I'm not saying that I think the secret layers are almost always going to be worth more than the original printing. I'm not arguing that at all, but I'm just saying that like if all I really cared about was that tireless provisioner, there's just been so many alternate treatments to so many cards and so many secret layers now that originally in a lot of the secret layers, like you knew every card in there was going to be worth a lot more than the original printing no matter what, just because they were so limited in print, and people were just going to knock the price up just because of the special art, period. Who cares what the card is? But now there's so many that if it's kind of like it's a common that's being reprinted with a special art, it's going to be worth more than the original, but it's probably going to be like a $3 to $5 card if the original one is worth nothing. And if that's the only thing I really wanted in that layer, then I'm just going to buy the single. Whereas before, if that common was going to be worth $10 to $20 just because of the special art, it was always worth just buying the whole layer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think secret layers are good investments because they just do too many of them. They print, it's just too much.
Yeah.
there's always going to be that 1 out of 100 secret layers that's going to be really good, but like it's not worth it because you don't know which one it's going to be, and you have to buy every single secret layer, and then you're going to end up losing more money. So buy the cards if you want them. Maybe buy 2, 1 to hold, 1 to use, but I wouldn't go too crazy into them, except for the Final Fantasy ones. All right, there we have it. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you guys next week. Later.
Adios.
Peace.